Hey YouTube fam, so I just want to read out of Proverbs 9, and it says, the way of wisdom. Wisdom has built her house. She has hewed out 7 pillars. She has slaughtered her meat. She has mixed her wine. She also furnished her table. She has set out her maidens. She cries out from the highest places of the city. Whoever is simple, let him turn and hear. And for him who lacks understanding, she says to him, come, eat of my bread and drink of my wine I have mixed. Forsake foolishness and live, and go in the way of understanding. Number 7, he who corrects a scoffer gets shame for himself. And he who rebukes a wicked man only harms himself. Do not correct a scoffer lest he hate you, but rebuke a wise man and he will love you. Give instruction to a wise man, and he will be still wiser. Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding. For by me your days will be multiplied, and years of life will be added to you. If you are wise for yourself, and if you scoff, you will bear it alone. That's really good. So it says the way of wisdom, some notes. Wisdom personified invites the simple or boundaryless soul to drink of her mingled spice wine, in contrast to the harlot's wine of Babylon. Babylon's wine feeds the love for knowledge and human wisdom, which the serpent tempted Adam and Eve with the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Wisdom wine, it feeds the heart that hungers and thirsts to know God intimately in the boundaries of protection and truth. Forsake foolishness and live. Proverbs 9:6. Men and women across the land daily choose to live in ignorance concerning God. God has made and done his share of educating. They know how to tune a motor, but are obviously as to how to fine-tune their own lives. They have triumphed in educating the natural mind of man, but have failed miserably at educating the spiritual mind of man. They have overcome the obstacles of ignorance and sent men to the moon, but have failed to get men to heaven. They have trained our national athletes until they are certain to bring home a gold medal, but have failed to train them for the eternal race where they can win an imperishable crown. They have educated our little ones and informed our older ones on the condition of our physical environment. They have learned to plant trees in the soil, but fail at planting seeds of truth in the human heart. They have learned to sort out trash in recycle bins, all the better the earth, but fail to sort out the trash of sin that destroys their lives. That's so powerful. As I sit and I sit here doing all the inner work of renouncing sin, repenting of sin, and having the wisdom, the fear of the Lord of doing it by honoring him and respecting him enough to work on myself, to sit with myself and look at the man, the woman in the mirror, because I know what I do when it's wrong. God gives us a conscience, and when we do wrong, he convicts us unless our conscience is seared and we have a reprobate mind. But I know when I sin, I feel it. And it's when I fear the Lord and honor and respect him, I want to work on myself. I want to talk about hard things and confess my sins to one another, and pray that only by my obedience and doing this and honoring the Father, that it would give someone else the courage to do it if they want to change, if they don't understand how to change. Y'all, sometimes we are the only Bibles people will read. We're like walking epistles, and we have to show it, sometimes just speaking it, because anybody could say they're doing this, this, and this. But when people see your walk, or see how you don't react. They see a truly dead person in front of them that's really alive. And a lot of people don't understand it for the longest time. And I don't think I ever egged anybody on. I may have, but like to see if they were ever really healed or had the intent on hurting them. It's just mind-blowing to me how bad and sick this world is, and but I'm tired of lacking understanding. I'm tired of being ignorant, and I have been immature, and I've caught myself many a times that in the midst of storms or in the midst of warfare, getting upset and complaining or whining, when now I look at it as a training ground. I look at it as a place that I could persevere in and be resilient so I could become mature. The Lord reminded me that a word I gave 7 months ago on Facebook, and I was saying, I've been immature, and I have. And the Lord will bring us through these fires and warfare to show us how immature we are. And if we don't heal and we don't learn to kill ourselves and die to personal rights and offenses and bitterness, and to really do the hard work, and when He corrects us or disciplines us, accept it, swallow the hard truth of what He's doing. And He does it because He loves us and He wants us to change. We're to be agents of change, of change in the earth. And I don't want to stay stuck anymore. And I've been jumping leaps and bounds. Like I have a total new perspective on the warfare. Is it uncomfortable at times? Yes, because I'm killing my flesh. And your flesh wants you to react, dude. And I am not used to not reacting. I'm used to, allowing my flesh to overpower the Spirit of God. It says that our flesh is at war with the Spirit. And I got to bring that thing into submission like Paul. I got to beat this thing into submission sometimes. And it's not easy. That's why you stay in the secret place. You pray, you fast, you worship. If you got to cry to break some things and face some hard truths about yourself, you got to do it. It's been a game changer for me just in the last few weeks of the warfare. And because I've been healing and I want to change, man. I didn't want to stay bound and bitter and be a bitter Betty. I want to be better. I don't want to keep doing the same things like Paul. Why do I do the things that I don't want to do, And I've done that a long time. And it's like, okay, it's time to grow up. That little girl, arise and take your place as my royal daughter. If I'm bitter, whose daughter am I? Oh, catch that. That was for me. That promise to be bitter, my middle name as Marie and Elizabeth. The enemy didn't want me to serve God and to walk in purpose or to be healed. And because if I'm healed, I'm a daughter of the King. Because I'm not allowing these wounds from past trauma or even my own wounds that I came into agreement and to inflict or just stay in this pit of doom and just make it worse. When, like, I remember when the Lord in my spoken word comes up, pain into purpose, when He said, no more will you operate from a place of hurt. You got to pick up your mat and walk. And He told me that I was not crippled in the natural, but I was crippled in the spirit by offense, bitterness, unforgiveness, shame, guilt, self-hatred, pride, you name it. I was literally crippled in the spirit. And I was stuck. I couldn't get up. And he was like, Elizabeth, all you have to do is let all this stuff go. I won't heal you until you do. And I was like, and y'all, I wrote this 3 freaking years ago in Teen Challenge. Yeah, I mean, but here I am and I'm walking it out. I'm not just talking it. There was times where I thought I was healed and that wasn't the case. And I'm just grateful that the light, he has shown me things. And it's like he showed it to me there. But y'all, there's been so much pain and trauma. And I see now that it has birthed a purpose. And yeah, the enemy tries to come and stop it. But he's not. He's not. Like, he's not. And I'm just so grateful for God's grace. And it's sufficient for me. When I'm weak, he's strong. And I just come spend time with him. Like, Daddy, I'm struggling with this. I need you to help. Just like a child would go to their parent for help. He's my father. And some things I need help with. Because it wasn't easy to let some things go or to wrestle with these spirits that have been in me or on my bloodline for a very long time. I choose to fear the Lord out of honor and respect. Like when your dad as a kid or your mother, when you did something wrong, you had some fear. Because you respected him and you might have been scared of him, but it was like with the Lord, it's a healthy fear. It's healthy, and it's because you're honoring him, and it means you're wise when you do that. Oh, because I've been ignorant a long time, Like I said, man, I'm grateful, y'all. Has it been a lot of pressure put on me? Yes, lots, man. I used to have the enemy would speak through people, and they would tell me, we try to see how much pressure we could put on you till you break. And but the pressure did something. God said he'll use his enemies sometimes, a lot of times, to hedge you in or to catapult you into your purpose. And instead of being bitter at him or offend him, let him catapult you into your purpose and die to your flesh. Get healed, get deliverance. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. And it's a process. And it ain't easy, but when you cry out to the Lord, when you stay in his presence, he helps you. And once you start to take territory and break all these strongholds down through prayer and fasting, it gets easier and easier and easier. I'm just really grateful today. I have so much gratitude. I'm grateful that he's never left me or forsaken me. All the times I screwed up, all the times I fell, but a righteous man falls 7 times. But what? He gets back up 8, right? God, thank you for that type of grace. Thank you. Then when a lot of people gave up on me and said I was a lost cause and dysfunctional and everything else under the sun, they said, he was like, no, I'm not done with her. Like, this is just the beginning, And I'm just grateful that he's been patient and he's a loving father, but he also disciplines me when I need it. And he shows me hard truths, And sometimes he'll use your very enemies to show you some hard truths, And so I just wanted to share that on wisdom. Not worldly wisdom, it's heavenly wisdom. And the enemy can't comprehend it sometimes, but he knows what it is because he's encountered it before. He's encountered it before. Yeah. So I'm going to end that, and I'll be back.